Hi everybody and welcome to this premiere. I haven't done one for a few weeks owing to the house move, etc, etc. In fact, it's been more than a few weeks probably, but let's hope I can remember how to do them. And welcome, huge welcome to everybody. Today I'm starting making the ephemera that I think will go in the Tim Holtzy Christmas journal. So, but it's ephemera that you could use for any Christmas journal, really. So I've taken a piece of this, which is, I've got to have it on its side, otherwise it wouldn't fit in. It's A3, so it's quite large. Double the size of normal letter or A4. And it is 250 GSM or £115. So for this sort of paper, it's on the thinner side. It's Clairefontaine, so it's a good make and it's paint on. And our local Hobbycraft sell it. And sometimes at Hobbycraft they have like a 50% off all the papers and stuff. So I generally get stacked up with papers whenever that sale is on. Right, so that's that. So I've taken that, and for the purposes of just showing you, I've cut it in half because it's just going to be quicker to do half of something, isn't it? So I want to, obviously don't want just a piece of white paper. Come on, this is me. So I'm going to be using some distress paints. And the ones that I've got out are peeled paint, of course, and Rustic Wilderness, which is a nice greeny, proper greeny colour. And I haven't got a red, I haven't got a Festive Berries or anything like that. I have got Lumberjack Pink, but I flatly refuse that. Let me just go and reach Lumberjack Pink. Is that him here? And just wheel around. Wheel around my room. Oh no, I've got stuck. Oh, here I am. Yeah, there, that. In whose world is that red? In whose world? Anyway, I've gone on about that before. So that's Lumberjack Plaid, which was sold to us all as a true red. Yeah, my eye. Anyway, enough of that. So I've looked out a golden acrylic. It can be any acrylic you like, the cheapest acrylic you've got. But the only one I could find to hand was this golden one. And it is a proper red. So I've got two greens, light and a dark, and a red. That's what I've got to play with today. Right, so I managed to get paint on here already. Oh dear. So I'm just going to use my cellophane trick. I'm taking an old cellophane bag, a bag that was for packaging, and this has got an O all the way through. That might be a bit of a nuisance. And I'm going to start with the reason, I should explain this to you really. The reason I'm using paints, acrylic paints, rather more than the ink sprays and stuff, because I have got red ink sprays. But when green and red mix together, and you'll know this from looking at your colour wheel, they make brown. And I don't want brown on my Christmas things. It's just not what I want. So because I can put the distress paint on and then dry it, and it won't budge after that. Once it's dry, it's set. I can then add red onto the top of it, and no brown will happen. So let's start with I've shaken these previously, the lightest of the greens. I'm just going to put a little bit on there, not masses. See how we go. I can't find my proper distress water. Oh, there it is. Didn't look for it properly. And I'm just going to wet those down a little bit like that, and then I'm just going to start to just squidge the cellophane in. You'll all have your different ideas for doing this, and that's fine. There's not one that's better than the other. It's just how you like to do it, really. And I always feel I'm in slightly more control when I do it this way, because I don't have to put it all down. I can just dibble dabble like that. So I'm just going to dibble dabble over the whole page. I really don't want to get acrylic on this top because it's quite new. In fact, it's very new. I don't know what I'm wearing it for when I'm doing acrylic paint. That was a silly move, but there you go, eh? So that's a nice bit of light green around there. I'll just try and get off most of what I've got on my paper. And I quite like that, but I'm just going to wet it down a little bit. Just soften it up a little bit. There we go. And then maybe we can move that. Or maybe not. That's better. We need quite a bit of water on it then. There we go. Right. That's lovely. And then, yeah, that's it. It's moving around beautifully. And then I can take a piece of blue roll kitchen towel, whatever you've got, and you can start dabbing it, and it almost stamps into it. It makes a, see, makes a pattern. So you can do that, and it lifts off some of the colour. So if you've got masses more colour than you intended, this is a good way of getting rid of some. But alternatively, it just leaves that sort of, well, it's a pattern, isn't it? Don't know why I'm looking for another word for pattern. That's the word I'm looking for. There we go. And that's a nice start. I've got a nice start. I like that, actually. Doesn't it look pretty? You could leave it just like that if you wanted to. Kind of tempted to, but no. That's not what I intended to show you. I'm going to throw that away because it's going to get on me. Right, so I'm going to dry that off and then come back to you when that's dry, and we'll... It's soaking actually here. My heat tool, my little black heat tool. I don't know, can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, that one. I don't trust it anymore. It overheats, and actually I don't even know what it's doing there. It needs to get chucked out. Because I think one of these days it's going to overheat and it's going to explode or something. Something's going to happen to it. I should have washed this while I was... See if I can get any more of that. Just in some places it's just a little bit naked. No point in wasting it, is there? What have I got in there? Okay. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Okay. So, join me again when that's dry and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got that dry now, and I'm just going to go in with the Rustic Wilderness, which is a nice Christmassy green. I'm just going to use the same bit of cellophane. I did give it a bit of a clean off. I don't too much of this. I really love that the way it is actually, but I'm going to crack on. So a little bit, just like that, probably fine. Might even be too much, who knows. And I'm just going to wet that down a little bit and do the same old trick of folding it over and over. And just get that smooched out all over the place. Just so there is some on it, but we feel like we've got a bit of control. A little bit of control. Right, here goes. So little bits here and there, and don't worry, we're going to apply water to it afterwards, so it'll all be fine. Everything will be all right on the night. By the time I get over to this side, I've kind of run out. That happened the last time as well, didn't it, with a paler green, but that's okay. Right, well, that doesn't look too bad. So I can apply water to this, I can do whatever I want to this without moving the bottom layer. Once the bottom layer is dry, it's dry. So let's apply water and get this darker green moving around a bit. Don't need to move too much, I quite like it the way it is, but a big blob there. So let's just move that around. I can appreciate for some of you that don't like mess, you might not like this, but this is a kind of messy process that we are keeping mess to a minimum by using the cellophane. Got quite a bit here that, interestingly enough, this doesn't want to move as much as the first layer. I'm wondering if I didn't have it completely dry or something. I don't mind though, looks alright, doesn't it? Looks nice. So I'm going to dry that, but at this stage you could stop. If what you're going to put on it is red, sort of Christmassy, you could stop at that stage. I just can't let this go. Just stop it. I can't. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty much all I'm going to get off there, I think. I don't think there's much more to get off there. So I'm just going to dry that and I'll be right back to you. Right, that's dry, and you know my intention was to add red to it, but I like this so much that actually I'm not going to. I just like it the way it is. So I've got two little things that I want to show you. One's a straight up tag and another's a sort of taggy thing. The pages in my new journal will be 6 inches tall, so I want these to stick out, I don't know, ½ an inch or an inch, something like that. So I need to trim that off at 7. Has everybody seen the new Timmy trimmer? Not this one, which is new, but there's another newer one out and about. Have I ordered it? Of course I have. I said to Mr. Ephemera, would I ever use that? So I don't even know why you're asking that question. It says Tim Holtz on it. Get it ordered. So yeah, I did. So which side do I want to keep? I'm going to cut this off at about, well, no, actually, first thing I'm going to do is, I think this is a straight edge, I think that one's not straight. So I'm going to cut one out at 3.5. There we go. That's a bit scant, isn't it? And I want it, what did I say, 6.5 or 7 inches tall. Let's go for 7. So that's 7 there. Yeah. Right, so I've got a 3.5 by 7 tag there. And I'll come back and cut the other one when we're doing the next one. If I get time to do the next one. Right, okay. So let's cut off the top corners. Everything is a bit kind of not where it normally is, but I'm managing. Of course I'm managing. Can you imagine not being able to craft? I think I might not have crafted for about 2 weeks, and in the end it was so bad. The desire to craft was so bad that I had to paint that pheasant, and I mean I really didn't have, you know, it was not ideal circumstances that I was painting the peacock pheasant, but I had to do it. Right, so I've got some stamps somewhere which are here, and I've got one of Santa Claus. Now these stamp sets, you can see it better on there probably, they come from Amazon. There's something like £4 for a stamp set, and I thought, well, I'll order one, I bet they're rubbish. But actually I'm really, really pleased with them. They're great. So I'm going to use the Santa Claus one. And I'm going to put him kind of there, maybe, something like that. Does he fit on there? No. Does he heck? I'll have to use my other one. My chair doesn't roll on this carpet at all. That I hear you, but no. He's making lunch actually, well, tea, meal, whatever meal it happens to be. He's making that at the moment. Right. Do I want to emboss that? No, I don't think so. I just want to stamp it out. So I'm gonna, let's just work out before I've got it inked up where exactly I'm gonna put him. I think half on and half off, so let's get a bit of blue roll. And let's get my stamping board out. It's my old one because I don't know where my new one is. So you just have to live with a mess, I'm afraid. I am a messy crafter, but I do a lot of messy crafts. So let's put that there. Not that I'm saving the blushes of this stamp board very much because it's, I don't know how old it is, maybe 10 years old, something like that. So it's seen a lot of stamps. So I'm using VersaFine Clair in the Nocturne colour, the black. And give him a good ink up. And then let's place him on here. So I want him part on, part off. Right there. Lovely. I may have just moved that, but time will tell. Give him a good press down. Press down with purpose, as Tim would say. So I am pressing down with purpose. Oh, it's lovely. I thought I'd moved him actually, but no, he looks lovely to me. So let's just wipe off that excess ink. Put the lid back on the VersaFine would be a good idea. Put my stamp away because they are new and I kind of have this dream of keeping them nice, which may or may not happen. There we are. So what I want to do now is colour him in. So let's just get rid of these two things. There he is. He looks nice, doesn't he? But he's going to look nicer after we've coloured him. So I'm going to use, you can use any colouring things that you've got. Alcohol markers, watercolour markers, felt tip pens, crayons, you know, anything. I'm going to use my Faber-Castell watercolour markers. Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolour marker. And I'm going to go for the red, this red here, which is called Pale Geranium Lake. It looks like a nice red, doesn't it? So let's colour his, let's just check that he's dry first before I go in. There might have been a few little wet bits there, I don't know. Just make sure that I've got them all. So I'm going to go in now with this. And let's start with the little end on his hat. Let's start at the top and work down. So I'm pretty much using this just as a regular felt tip pen actually at the moment. Just colouring in the whole of his hat. Not the white fleecy bit. Yay! Hello Santa! This is his sleeve of his jacket, so I'm going to put red there, and then I'm going to get my little marker. It looks like I've been using it for green. I'll get rid of that green, and I'm just going to pull this colour out around there. Lovely. And while that's drying, I'll move over to his other sleeve. Just over here, obviously. Just a little line at the bottom. Then I'll just pull those out so it looks like there's a bit of shading on it. That's a bit light here, this one here. It's a bit light, ended up a bit light coloured. I'll put a bit more colour in that. There we go. And now I'll do his trousers. I'll do his blooming trousers. So I'm going right the way up under that white fur trim on his jacket, all the way over on this trouser leg, because it'd be darker up there because it's in shade. A little bit of dark down here. You know, you don't need to be faffing on like this if you don't want to. I'll just say that. Just, you know, I like to faff. I'm a faffer extraordinaire. Right, so let's apply some water. The card that I'm using, the mixed media card, will be able to take this. If you're using ordinary paper, it might not be able to take the water, I don't know. Just give him a bit of shade in there on his old pants. And then the other leg. That bit's going to be dark because it's behind. Maybe a bit more colour. So there we are, we've just got a little bit of shading on him, just makes it look a little more realistic, because as you know, Santa is real. Some people, I don't know why, but some people seem to think that he's not real. I don't know where that rumour started, but he obviously is. So I'm just taking my time. I'm just having a nice time colouring this in. Because of the green underneath, that's sunk right to the back of that colour. So I'm going to have to redden him up a bit. It's not mixing with the green. The green underneath is set. It's just, it's green underneath, so it's shining through. Right, so now his jacket, I suppose. Is that his jacket there? Or yeah, I think so. Hard to make out. So what did you think of the stamps that and paper pad and everything that Lorna's brought out? I'll show it to you again in a second. It's unbelievable. She's brought it out with Creative Expressions, who you know I love. I've got a lot of Sampool stamps from Creative Impressions and I love them. And this has been a long time in the making, I can tell you. And she's been really, I don't know, at her wit's end sometimes to know if she was doing the right thing or not. But I think when you see them, you realise, yes, she's done the right thing. They are fabulous. And I believe that they are available if you're in the States at the Simon Says stamp. And I believe in the UK, I can't remember. Might be, well, everywhere I'll have them, I expect. But just pop them into Google and see where it comes up. But I'll show you them again in a minute. They're well worth looking at. I love this, the pad, the paper pad. And I love the stencils. They're just gorgeous. They're right up my street. So that's Santa's red in there. He looks very, very jolly, very happy about life. So the only... Oh, we need a little bit of green there for that tree. So let's get out this sort of mid green. It's called Permanent Green Olive. So I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit, just so it looks a little bit green in there. That's fine, like that. And then the only other colour I kind of need is white. Let me just run that red through on my pen so it's not red when I come back to it. Well, in watercolours you don't really get a white. You do, but it's, yeah, real watercolourists would say you don't get a white. But I need a white, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an acrylic. Picket Fence, the distress paint I find from Tim, is a little bit transparent for my liking, so I'm using a regular, whoa, that's a lot of paint. I don't know if I've got a suitable brush for this, but we'll give it a try. I'm just going to add some water to that, let it down a bit. I think this brush might be a bit on the large side, but we'll give it a go. My other brush is in the kitchen, and it's too far to walk. So just the bits that would be white, I'm painting white. So if you are looking for an opaque white, an artist's acrylic is always good to go to. See how that stands out now against the rest. And you know, you can, generally on them they say something about the opacity. Titanium white's usually a good one. It's usually fairly opaque. This brush isn't particularly helping me because it's big. It's a bit too big for the job in hand, but like I say, it'll do. Maybe grab yourself a smaller brush might be a help. I have to come back and go over that again. It's a bit patchy, a bit blotchy. Okay. There's cuffs. That's very dark green actually under these cuffs. I want them to look nice and white. If you don't want to go through all this faff and faddle, I'm sure in some of Timmy's ephemera packs there's a Santa Claus. So just use that. The reason I'm doing this is I don't want to use up my one and only Santa Claus that's in the ephemera folder, ephemera packet. I want to be able to use them again and again. And with a stamp, of course, you can do that. I don't know how I'm going to do that little bobble on the end of his hat, I tell you, with this brush. But we'll see. So you can see it's masking over that dark green that we had and making his nice warm furry collars and stuff nice and white. There we go. It's looking better by the minute. Okay, so there's this bit on the top of his hat. It's down to there. Catkin went outside today. It's the first day that he's actually been outside. We opened the door and it's perishing out there. And there's sort of, the back door is like a French window in the living room. So Mr. F opened the door to see if he wanted to go out, because he's got to start going out. He's going stir crazy for one thing. And he did eventually. Looked out for ages and ages and ages, but there's birds out there and they got the better of him, so he did go out eventually. And a little walk to the left and a little walk to the right. I need a smaller brush than that. I'm just going to soak that down until I can get to the kitchen. So here I've got a nice fine brush that I can get in there and get that little bit done. There we go, like that. And now I've got the fine brush, I can actually do his eyebrows and his hair and his beard. So I'm not kind of covering all of it up, just putting kind of white streaks on it. Still got masses of paint left. Yeah, so that's the exciting news of the day, that Catkin's been outside. But it is exciting. Needs to get yourself out there and play. Then when he comes in, he's tired. Whereas now he's driving us cuckoo. There we go. So that's Santa. I haven't coloured his face, but actually his face looks quite a good colour anyway. I'm just going to do over there a little bit because it's just a bit. Okay, so do I need to do that again? A little band at the bottom, it wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt. There we are. So there's our Santa. He looks nice, doesn't he? And I'm going to pause you there, let him dry, and I'm going to wash my brushes out. So I'll see you in a sec. Oh, before I go and wash my brushes out, I've realised that I haven't coloured his Santa sack in, which I think is going to be this sort of colour, sort of Hessian type-ish colour. So let's put that in. This is the strap of it here. And then kind of all of this down here, I think, is Santa sack. If you want a really definite colour on something, then the way forward is paint it white first, paint it with your acrylic first, and then go in with whatever colour you want. And that way you'll get a very definite colour. But that's alright, that looks Santa sackish. And the only other thing is there's a tiny little gift there. So what colour do I want for my tiny little gift? Oh, it's nice bright blue. Let's do that, that's a change, isn't it? Let's do that in bright blue. There we are. So that's that. I'm definitely going to go and wash my brushes out, and I'll be with you very soon. Right, I brought a jug of water through with me this time, so I don't need to go running through the house. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to put some more stamps on him, but from the top I'm just going to come in. I'll use the lightest colour first, which is the peeled paint. Oh, do you like my new bracelet? Look at it. Isn't it nice? I love it. Just put out a little bit of paint, and get, you can do this with a felt tip pen as well. I don't know why I'm doing it with paint actually, just being jazzy for the sake of being jazzy. Pick up some paint on there, and we're just going to put some pine fronds in. Now these are the same colours as we used on the background, so they're not going to stand out massively, but they will stand out a bit. So I'm just coming in from the top, just swooshing my brush, just to get some nice, I'm not going to do an acorn or anything fancy like that. Every time I say the word fancy I think of Ki-Hung. Her paintings are becoming very fancy, I must say. She's absolutely doing what you should do, practice, and you know, she's just becoming very good, isn't she? Very good indeed. So I'm just painting these little fronds in. Looks like we're looking through a sort of pine tree and we've seen Santa. Yay! There we go. I don't want them all the way over, I just want that. Now I'm going to put a little bit of this rustic wilderness. I'm going to kind of mix it through that peeled paint because it's quite a dark colour on its own. So I'm just going to mix it a little bit through that. So it's mostly, well, not now, it's a nice mix. Nice mix of colours. And I'm just going to put some darker ones on in the front. But you kind of need the light ones behind it to make it work somehow. Not the best bit of painting I've ever done in my life, but you know, it'll be fine. It's going to come down a little bit there. And maybe down here a little bit. There we are. That's fine. So we've got pine fronds. They look like pine fronds. Rinse my brush out. And get some blue roll. And wipe up this before I put my sleeve in it. Just like something that I definitely would do. There we are, so keep it kind of clean. And I'm just, well, I'm thinking that I need to back it. It's quite clean on that side, but it's not really fabulously clean. I'd like to back them all in the same sort of thing. So I'm just using this, it's a Adagio, Ray Adagio 160 GSM paper. I've showed you it in the video through the week, so I'm going to back that with that. So let's get that stuck onto there then. Is this, what does it measure? Oh, it measures too much. It measures 7. Well, it'll be what it'll be. It'll be me showing you how to make a tag, which I'm pretty certain you don't need to know because you already know. But it's my first week back, so bear with me. Have any of you been following the Christmas journal that I've been making through the week? We're nearly at the end of that, actually. Got one more sort of page spread to do, and then just the spine and the cover. So we're getting towards the end of that. And then I'm moving on to a Timmy Christmas journal, yay! strikes me that, well, I never used to do anything at all about Christmas. Nothing. Just used to pass me by. But Tony Vince what's the word I'm looking for? Convinced, yes. Tony Vince convinced me that I really should be doing something for Christmas and not to just shun it as I had been doing. So I think every year since then, since she persuaded me to do something Christmassy, I have made a Timmy journal. So I'm going to make one this year as well. And I've already got my bits and pieces for it. I've bought the backdrops, papers, because I hear you and a lot of you people say, stop using the 12x12s, we can't get them. I know the 12x12s are getting increasingly more difficult to find. So I bought the 2023 backdrops, and I think I might still have some left from the 2022 backdrops, so they can all go into the mix. Right, so let's just check that's clean, or cleanish. And I'm going to put some stenciling on there, and I'm going to use poinsettia. And where's my ink that I use for that gone? Oh my goodness me, come on. Alright, it's gone on the missing list. That's ridiculous. Hang on. No, it was in the drawer where it should have been. So I'm using bundled sage, and I'm just using it really lightly actually. Same as I did with the journal I'm doing through the week. And I'm just going to go a little bit through these. Like that. That's just so pretty. So pretty. And a little bit at the bottom as well. It doesn't have to be whole flowers or anything like that, just it's a suggestion. A suggestion. There we are. Isn't that nice? That looks so nice to my mind. So let's ink around the whole thing. And I'm going to use ground espresso. I didn't use any ink in the project I've been doing during the week, and it's beginning to bug me now that I didn't. So this is really moth-eaten, but never mind. I'll look for a new one after where I've done this. So just a little bit around the edge. I'm not going mad. I'm not going mad to town on my inking, but I do want some ink on it. I've missed it during this last project. I mean, it looks nice and clean without any ink on it, I will say that. But, you know, I've inked everything I've made for years now, so kind of miss it. So that's the back. Let's just ink up the front. I think that's all we need to do. Toying with the idea of putting some brushed corduroy on there. I might just do that actually. Let's just get rid of all those bits of dauber. Yeah, that's brushed corduroy. It's a weird colour, brushed corduroy. You think it's going to be brown, but it's more like a goldy colour actually, much overlooked colour I think. So I'm just going to bring it in a little bit at the tops there, just where there's kind of no colour, just lightly going over it. And it just brings this sort of goldy impression into it, which I like. I like it for Christmas. I don't want to distress it too much. If you want to distress it, put some water on it, you know, splash some water on it and then bleach it out, but I don't want to do that. I think that looks much nicer actually. it looks warmer. So yeah, don't overlook brushed corduroy. It's my lid for some reason is right wonky. It's hard to get on, it's hard to get off, but never mind. And then I'm going to go around with my ground espresso right over the edge, over the top of that brushed corduroy, but just on the edge. And then we can think if we want to add any more stamps or anything to it. It's always a bit dicey at this stage, because if you stamp and it don't come out right, whoo-hoo, trouble. There we go. So there's our nice tag. I do think he needs something adding to him. I mean, just a stamp or something. What stamps do I have to hand? I've got those ones. These have got lots of little snowflakes in. That might be quite nice. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's play chicken. I wonder if I could... Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, I've got my Versamark out and I'm thinking that I could emboss these. I've got 2 embossing powders out. One's called Rainbow Black. I've no idea what that's like. And the other's called Heated Up Embossing Tinsel Gold. But before I try it on my very treasured tag, I'm going to try it on just a bit of paper first. Got any remnants anywhere, missus? Any remnants? There's a bit of a remnant, that'll do. So let's just put that, I can put that big one away now, can't I? Let's just put that onto there, stamp it up with the Versamark. Get a bit of paper, put the lid on the Versamark. Try it in that black tinsel. I can't even remember where I stamped it now, somewhere down here I think. Yeah. Oh, that looks quite nice. Let's see what that looks like when we heat it up. Right, let's play. That is nice. I don't know if you can see that kind of changing colour there. You can a bit, I think. So do I want them on there? Or would they just be too overwhelming? Decisions! I'm sick of decisions. Let's try the gold one. It might be more in line with what we want. Let's take them up. I've no idea if this is even embossing powder. It says heated up, so you would think so, wouldn't you? Put that on the other corner. I didn't even buy that Versamark new, you know. It came with one of Mr. F's speciality lots, which he's not going to buy anymore. Because honestly, I've got room for what I've got and not really anything more. So let's warm this up then, see what happens to it. I think that's it. Sometimes with these glittery ones it's hard to tell, isn't it? But I think that's it. Yeah, it is. So we've got the black rainbow and the gold. I think the gold's going to be best for him. I think the black will be too much. Whew. So, here we go. Right, have I got my... Yeah, here it is. My thingy. Need a piece of paper. Yes. Need that. And I'm going to go pretty much all over this with this pounce pad, because I don't want it sticking anywhere. And I'm going to put several snowflakes on it. Hopefully that will do the trick. Makes me feel better about it anyway. So, let's just put one coming off there. One up in the trees. This better work, or seriously I'm telling you I'm going to cry. You will see Miss P in tears. Nobody wants that, do they? I hope not. One down here, just coming up the bottom corner. And then we'll see what that looks like. I think that's probably enough. So let's put the stuff on. Can't exactly remember where they are. Ooh, that one didn't work. Unless I didn't put any stuff on it. Oh, didn't put any stuff on it. Phew. That looks quite nice. Don't think we need any more than that. Right, let's try and get this. It's very glittery. Back into there. Oh, this is going to be the stuff that's going to be around forever on my desk and my hands. So Mr. F's making lunch as we speak, and today it's stuffed peppers. I love stuffed peppers. Right, so let's just see if there's any bits we need to get rid of, any little bits hanging round that we don't want hanging round. There are some little bits, but nothing major. Okay, let's warm those up. I think that's them done. Oh, I know I'm going to have glitter everywhere. And that looks nice. That looks quite nice, like that. What do you think? They're all nice and shiny. Do I need blooming glitter everywhere? What else do I need? Oh, I need to just rub this stamp, this snowflake stamp, with a bit of water just to get that embossing stuff off it. And put it away. There we go. Let's put that right away. Well, is there anything there that I want to use by way of words? Just having a look through, see what I've got. A little Merry Christmas there, that would do the job very nicely. These are all new and they're all tricky dicky to get off. So I want that there, I think. I'm just going to do it in black VersaFine Claire. Please don't let me down. Please, please don't. Just pop that there. My heart's in my mouth. I don't mind telling you at this stage, my heart is in my mouth. Didn't use my stamp board. Oh, but it's perfect. That's just perfect. Wow. Something's gone right. So I just need a bit of ribbon or something in the top, and then we're there. There we go. Put those away. So a bit of ribbon or something. Oh, look at this. I'm shedding glitter. Should have known better. So that measures 2 1/4. So I'm just, yeah, I'll just. He needs something to stand on as well, you know. He's not standing on anything. I'll just use this black. Let's just check it's working. Yeah, thought it wasn't. Let's have a look and see what else I can find. Put that in here because it's not working. There's a blue one. Oh, the sharp aquarelle doodle. That'll do nicely. So I'm just going to put a little bit of kind of land in here, just where he's standing, just like that. Just give him something to ground him, otherwise he's just floating away. Yeah, ribbon, that's what I was going to do. So, what did I say? It measures 2 1/4. So if I bring that to there, then make a mark. Make a mark with my jelly roll, and then I'm bound to see it. 2 1/4 is 1 1/8 inches, isn't it? So, there. Alright, let's make a hole. Oh, I think that one I hadn't heated. Yeah, no, I haven't heated that one at all, it's just come off. Oh, that's not good, is it? And that one? No, that one I haven't heated either. Let's put this hole in here and then I'll go back and see if I have actually heated any of them. think they might take a bit more heating than I thought. But I mean, it's okay. Nothing tragic has happened. We've lost a couple, but that's all. Yeah, I think that's them now. You can see them sort of flash over gold when they do go over. So that's where all this glitter's coming from. It's coming from the ones that we hadn't put on properly. And if I wanted to, I could go in again with one there, which I might in the fullness of time. Anyway, let's find some ribbon to put on him. So I've got this groovy red gingham ribbon, which I like a lot. So let's just cut a little V in there. Where's my little blue scissors? Here they are. Give him fishtail. Oh, that's the wrong way, you silly ninny. That way. There we are. So we've got a little fishtail business going on. And let's just see if I can poke that through now. Don't want to fray it if I can help it. There we go, it's not too bad. And cut this one off as well in a fishtail. Might be too long this actually, but we'll see. There we go. And just tie a knot in the top, and that's all you need to do with that. There we go. So, yeah, it's not too bad. You could do with another one over there, in all fairness. Should we do it? I'll do it off camera. I'll save you I'll save you watching me do it. And I'll come back to you when I've done it, and we'll work out whether to go on to another project or not. So I'll see you in a sec. Right, so here is my tag, which I've now completed. He's got his additional, that should have been there all along, snowflakes on him. He looks quite nice. I like him. It's taken an age to make, but you know, what the heck, we've been together, we've had fun. So now to the collage part. So this is week 24. Many thanks to Judy for keeping this going while I was otherwise engaged. But now we're back to me choosing the prompts. So week 24. And I have been looking at everybody's posts in the group. Honestly, you're amazing. You really are. Thank you so much for contributing. So the prompts for this week are a bird, an inky or a painted background, and you watched me do that in the first part of this, so you know that you can do it without creating loads of mess. A label, faux stitching, and beads or liquid pearls. So there's quite a bit of a mishmash there. And I thought I was being clever, because I thought I would go to my Tim Holtz ephemera packages and there would be a bird in here. There would be a robin or something. But I don't want to get them all out, but by looking at them from the back, I can't see a blooming bird at all. So I've had to take matters into my own hands and get my big illustrated book of birds out. And I want a robin. I think it's on page 256 or something like that. 200. Yeah, there he is. I want a robin because it's Christmas time, isn't it? And And I'm not sorry to lose the blue throat, because although it says illustrated book of birds, not British birds, and we don't have a blue throat, I don't think, here. Widespread in Eastern and Northern Europe. Oh, excluding England, yeah. I thought that. I thought I'd never seen a blue throat hanging around here. So, I'm just going to fussy cut this guy out. And I'll just chop him out of there first. I'm not going to save the rest of this paper. I know, it seems mad, doesn't it? But I'm not. Unless I could use the robin as a label. Would that be a label? Well, it would really, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I'd chop that bit out. Ha ha! Ha ha! I'm using the old grey matter. Right, so I'll see in a sec when I've chopped him out. Right, I've fussy cut my robin. I've kept this piece because I'm going to make that a label. And no surprises here. I'm going to use what's left of the inky painty background that we made to use for my background, because I think that the robin looks really nice on there. So I know that all along I've been using my collage book, but this time I'm actually going to make a tag because I want one. I want to use one, and I want it to be about 6.5 inches tall. That cutter's no good, it doesn't cut that much. I like this bit, I think. Yeah, I think so. So 6.5, which is always right in the dead awkward bit, isn't it? So that's going to be the height, and I need it to be wide enough to get him on. And he is, I measured him at about 3.5, so I want this to be about 4. That looks pretty straight. So there we go. That's that. Then I'm going to just trim off the top little corners. Which way is up, do you think? Yeah, I'm going to trim these ones off. There's no right and wrong at all. Just whatever you feel like. There we go. Put that away, put those in the bin. Right, so our robin, yes, he's going to sit there quite nicely, I think. And what are my other prompts? I've got my bird, I've got my inky background. I'm going to have a label in a second because I'm going to chop him out. I was going to chop that up. Oh, for pity's sake, woman. Right, okay. So that's left about that much, so let's do that there. Let's just cut that line off. That's a perfect label. It's perfectly perfect. Look at that. What more could one ask for? I've got another Timmy trimmer coming. It's just madness. It's all madness. So I think I think I'm going to put that down at the bottom. Actually, it's not something I usually do that. But yeah, I think that would be nice. Do I need him in a nest of some sort? That might be an idea. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do some die cutting. Phew, puffed out. I went looking for some coloured card and I came across these, which are obviously inky backgrounds that I've done previously. Puffed out. So I quite like this one. It's nice and dark, and I've got these two from Festive Holiday Leaves or some whatever it's called, and this one that isn't a holiday one, but it's quite nice, isn't it? So I think that won't fit through there now. I'll just trim out the amount that I need for just this one. And I might be able to get another one. So let's just send that. I don't want to make him a massive house, but looks like it's cut perfectly, I think. Sometimes the ink on them makes them a bit more difficult to cut because they're sort of thick. I should have put that one through twice actually. But with a bit of patience it will come out, sure. Come on. Yeah, definitely should have put this through twice. But I didn't, so I didn't. I actually think of late I've noticed that my this little sidekick, my tiny Timmy, doesn't seem to have as much pressure as he used to have. I don't know if that's just me or what, but he seems to be more problematic. In the good old days when I first got him, everything that I sent through just came out. You don't have to worry about shims or putting it through once or twice or anything like that. They all just popped out. But now everything's like this. It's a right pain. Maybe I need to be using my other die cut tool, or pass it through twice, or put a shim in, or whatever. But this is not funny. This is frustratingly annoying. Come on, out you come. It's not being daft. What's caught on you there? Who knows? I think that whole section actually is a bit dodgy. Ugh, come on. This is how not to cut a die out. Right, I'm just going to kind of tear it, because I have not got all day to mess around. So, what have I got out of here then that's any good? I've got that bit. More haste, less speed. I've got this bit. That's alright. I've got this bit that's alright. And that middle bit is just a complete muck-up. But that's alright. I've got some anyway that we can add to the thing. Now what else can I get out of this bit here? Can I get that little one out? Yes, I can. Right. So I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to put a piece of thin card on top of it as a shim. And then I'm going to pass it through twice as well. And if this doesn't come out, I'm going to hurl my tiny Timmy out the window. Look at that. So you just need to know the ways around things. That's perfect. Poker tool. Just get rid of those little tiny little bits in there. That's great. Fabulous. Marvellous. Right, have we got any more? Can't get that out of there, can I? Ooh, you know what? I just can. Blimey, that's tight. That is tight, but it does work, so let's do that. So put that on top and another shim, the same shim. Again, let's send that through. Yeah, look at that. That's it, we've cracked the problem with the tiny Timmy. Saved me throwing it out the window and having to pay for a new window. He lives a bit higher up than he used to in the other house. Right, let's get him out of there then. There we are. Perfect. That's amazing, isn't it? What a difference a shim makes. I will never sing at you again, I promise. There we are. Right, so let's see if we can make a little nest. Oh, this is the wrong bit of paper. A nest for our little birdie. Where are you? Come here. Come here, little fella. So you can move up a bit in the world. And that can go kind of under you there, I think. Well, it'd be better if it kind of went up, wouldn't it, really? Like that sort of thing. Don't say I need to cut more out. Just want these to sort of look like they're in behind it. I think I'm going to have to cut some more out in a different colour, because that just doesn't look too exciting, does it, really? Not really. Looks okay, but not great. So I'm going to cut, I think I'll cut this out of here. So I'm just going to get my tiny Timmy. This has turned into a right faff as well. I don't see what's wrong with me today. Faff in every direction. So, put that on there, put that on there, put a shim on top, send it through. Just turn that over because it's getting a bit curly. Send it through again. Have a look, see what we got. That looks like it's still sticking. Oh, not, maybe not. No, that was just me putting a downer on it. It's alright, we're alright guys, we're alright, don't panic. Yeah, I think the difference is the shim, obviously. And passing it through twice always helps. Right, so, come on, you go to one side. So let's build this up from, sorry little birdie. Sorry. There we are. So he's going there. I have also got those two ones that I showed you earlier in the day, those ones. So if I was to put that coming down there, I could trim that off there. Like that. They're not massively standing out, these, but they're alright. And one down there, which would be that one. Like that. Then I've got the really dark ones, which I could start to build up around him like that. I can get two more out of this. That one, two in one snip. That coming up his chest. That one coming up there, like that. I've got a nice dark one there. I could just go there. And then I've got these. So let's just, which one do we want? I think I'll use this one, but I need to trim a bit off it. Need to trim it about there. Oops. And get all of that and pop that there. And yeah, I think that looks fine. Looks like he's in a nest. Maybe a bit further down on his feet or something. That bit there on his feet. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's see if we can stick those down then. Is there any I need to stick in the back? Stick it in his back or you know, under his tummy. Probably. So let's stick this up behind him, underneath him, sort of thing. And you can turn these. The stems are so thin that you can actually turn, you know, twist them, so to speak. Here we are. I've stuck that over the robin and haven't stuck the robin down yet. Today's been a bit of a clown day, hasn't it, really? I've done loads of things wrong and stuff. But I'm out of the habit of it, and if you get out the habit of things, it's no good. There we are. So I think that's plenty behind him there. So let's see what we're going to put in, you know, his chest. I'm going to put one behind his chest, and then I'm going to stick the robin down. Maybe there. Yeah, maybe there. And another one, do you think, on his chest? I think I'll be all right now. Let's just stick the robin down. So I want him about there and about there. Looks fine now to me. That was grand. So now we just want to build this sort of nesty bit. So I'm just going to carry on as if I knew what I was doing and stick these down. Up a bit and then bring it down like that. Stick that into place. Lovely. And oh, that one. Oh, I don't know. Quite like that there. I'm going to put that there. This is the one these horrors to stick. It's got all these little fronds. So bear with, guys. Doing it as quick as I can. So I'm just going to bring that from there, like that. And this one I've got on this side that I can bring there. Just going to cut that end bit of this stem off because I don't need it. I don't even think this was one of the blinking prompt, was it? Leaves. I'm just struggling for the sake of struggling, that's all. Bring that down there like that. Excellent, lovely. Yeah, it certainly looks like he's in a little nest now, I think. And then I've got this little bit here that I snipped off. And I definitely don't need that bit there. Or this little bit here. But I was just going to put that kind of there where his feet are. So he looks like he is in a nest of some sort. We have a little robin that comes. The guy next door, Jimmy, no idea what his surname is, but he's called Jimmy. He feeds all the birds and all the cats actually as well, which is, you know, why I haven't been too keen to let Captain go out, because there is a lot of cats around. I think that's okay. Maybe that's it. And when I was talking to him out the front the other day, he said, I said, oh, look, there's a robin. And he said, oh yeah, Rocky. Like as if he knew him intimately. It just, I don't know, just found it funny. Oh yeah, Rocky. So every time we see a robin out the back, we say, oh look, there's Rocky. Right, I'm quite pleased with that. It does look like a nest, I think, of sorts. So, what have I got left on the prompts? Bird, inky background, yeah. So, no further forward than I was. Label, I've got faux stitching, beads and liquid pearls. Let's ink around this and see what he looks like once he's inked up. I'm kind of on a go slow today, aren't I? I'm not properly into the swing of things at all yet. Because I wouldn't say I was ever the world's fastest crafter. Definitely not. But not usually this slow either. I probably will back him onto something. But that's what he looks like at the moment. Looks better with a bit of ink, I think. Ink, I think. Robin, I'm quite liking the idea of that going up there now. And I'm thinking that my faux stitching might be on here, which means I have got to find a fine liner. Ugh. Okay, well once I found the drawer that said fine liners, it was quite easy really. So yeah, I'm going to do my faux stitching on the robin label. So I'm just going to do little straight lines. That's faux stitching, isn't it? You can get fancy if you want. You can do zigzag. You could do a blanket stitch if you wanted. You can do whatever you want. The craft police will not come round, I can tell you that. They definitely won't. Because I am the craft police. And I won't be coming round. There we go. There's my faux stitching. Blimey, you can hardly see that. Let me hold that up for you. So faux stitched around there. Now I need to stick him on. I think about there, it balances that up, so I've got a little gap there actually. A little gap in my faux stitching. My machine must have been off. So let's stick it on. As I say, about here I think, somewhere like that. Quite like that faux stitching actually, it's quite nice. Oh, I don't know if it's straight that. Is that straight? Maybe not. Right, so let's get back to this. Bird label faux stitching. Beads or liquid pearls. Okay, right. Right, I found some liquid pearls, well, stickles. Yeah, stickles. This one's gold and this one's called, I think it's called Christmas Tree. It's kind of hard to make out, but they're really nice colours. So either of those. But before I do that, I'm just going to put a little bit of ribbon in the top. And I quite fancy this. Oh, I don't know, it might be the wrong colour. Oh, God. One dilemma after another. I'll be exhausted by the time this is finished. There's that, but that's a kind of magenta colour, isn't it? It's nice, but it's a weird colour. So yeah, back to this then. Let's see if I can cut that label off. Well, it's not a label, it's just a bit of sellotape or something. It's holding it in place, that's it. I got it. Lovely, right, okay. Oh, get off my finger. Yeah, that does go. That's alright, quite like that. Okay, so let's make some holes. So it's a little over 3 inches. Pencil. So I'm going to make the holes 1 inch in from either side. There we go. So I haven't backed this, so it looks like I'm not going to back it. It's looking that way. One there and one there. Then I'm just going to thread this through as best I can, probably with the help of some tweezers or something. Ugh. There we go, and kind of keep that straight if you can over the back. And pop that through the front. That's fine. And am I going to make a bow? Yeah, I quite like the idea of making a bow. Let's make a bow. If I can. You know, I am limited in my bow making capacity on camera. Ooh, that nearly worked. That did very nearly work. In fact, so nearly, I'd say it did. Right, so I'm just going to cut this off. There. And cut this one off. This is a bit more sort of frayedified because I shoved it through with tweezers, so there we are, that's all right. So now we have a nice bow on the top of our tag. Wow. Oh, I've just frayed that all out. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Okay. I could have done with that being just slightly longer, but it isn't, so it is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. Right, so now I can get onto the liquid pearls, because once I put them on, they are just going to have to stay, you know, I'm not going to have to touch it. So I'm thinking I want the red, and I want to make it look like berries on these leaves. That's what I'm thinking. So let's get a piece of waste card out. This is what we were using as a shim. And let's just see if this is working. Yeah, seems to be. Yeah, that's lovely. They're a very dark red, but they are red. I hope you can see that. Let's put that in the bin before I put my hand all over it. So I'm going to put some berries. Well, some dots that I want to look like berries. I'm going to put them in clusters of 3. Like that. And some here. I hope these sort of bed down a little bit. And I want some over here. Whoops. Yeah, that's it. Should I put some on the robin? On the sign that says robin. I've got some little leaves left. I could put a little leaf there and put some berries on it. What do you think? I could do that. Or I have this one. I could just put that bit there. Doesn't stand out too well, that, does it? Put this one. No, I think I might just put 3 dots on it. But then I'm going to have 4 lots of 3. Oh, who cares? I think that's okay. I'm quite happy with that, actually. In fact, I quite like it. I'd go as far as saying I quite like it. So this is going to take a while to get over this, all this stuff here. Let's put things away. So yeah, you have been with me now for ever. 1 hour and 39, I think, something like that, which does seem like forever. So that's what we've made. We've just made those 2 things. Oh dear me. But I do like the collage one. And you know, if you can't find a picture of the bird that you're after, go onto Google and Google Images and see if you can find anything. And if you can't, there's a page, site is what I'm looking for, called Unsplash. Just one word as it sounds, Unsplash. and then put in bird or whatever, and you will be inundated with pictures of birds that you can print out and fussy cut. You might very well have some. You might have some robins in some previous Christmas kits. I'm pretty sure that there was birds in last year, but I can't see any in this year's anyway. So that's what I have to offer you. I hope you like it. I'm sorry it's taken so long. It's just a matter of practice. That's what it is. So I'll see you through the week, and if not, I'll see you next Sunday for another premiere, which will hopefully be much slicker than this. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.